To a woman is very serious.
Okay.
That when a guy breaks a woman virginity, there is a blood that is being pumped out.
Okay.
That the first guy, that the woman is the legal door to life.
Okay.
That when a man breaks a woman virginity, blood has voice in the spiritual realm. So he now made the statement, he said that the first guy to actually break the helmet that has that blood in his penis or on his penis is the chief high priest of that temple, the woman.
That temple.
That the other people that are coming there are just the Levites. That the chief priest of that woman is that blood is covenant.
Yeah,
Covenant.
I like.
And he went further to say that women are door to life.
Okay.
And then when he was making such. Alright viewers, and welcome to Men of the Deep. In today's session we'll be discussing on sex, relationship and virginity. Because recently, nowadays, in our modern world, many people tend to water down virginity.
Okay.
They tend to propagate that virginity is not necessary for a successful relationship or marriage.
Yeah.
So I want to hear what do you think? What's your say on that? Do you think virginity is necessary or not necessary when it comes to marriage?
All right. Viewers, my name is Ifanya Arize, or you can just call me Omen. Call me Omen. Sex and relationship
Yeah.
and virginity, whether it is important or not.
Yeah.
I don't like sugarcoating things. I say it the way it is.
Say that's why we are here. Say it the way it
Yes.
is. Say your mind. Be
This
raw.
is the 21st century,
Mhm.
and we are in the year of the Lord, Anno Domini AD, after the death of Christ. 2023 years after the death of Christ. This is the 21st century, and things, the way things have been done before, is not the way they are done now. Is virginity a good thing? The question is yes. Is it obtainable in these days? The question is likely, hardly. Now when they talk of virginity now, it's only the girls. It's only the girls, it's one-sided. Where are the boys? Are the boys keeping themselves? For me, let me say this loud and clear. I don't care about virginity. I care about the person's discipline, attitude, behavior, and moral standards.
You say discipline. Does you think that to be able to keep your virgin is part of being disciplined?
To be able to keep your virginity is part of discipline.
Yeah, because you said you care about the person's discipline.
Discipline,
So don't you think virgin is about
moral
discipline and
standards,
yeah,
and behavior, attitude.
yeah.
Now, there is an age that you come to after adolescence, from 20 years. It becomes difficult for one to keep that virginity because all the hormones, the estrogens, and the testosterone for men and the estrogen for women are pumping, and they want to pair. That is why in the ancient days, in the days of yore, people get married very early
Yeah.
because whether you like it or not, nature will take its course. Nature will take its course, whether you like it or not. And sexuality is a real thing.
Okay.
No matter how religion tries to make you be holy, don't have sex, don't. Once you go out of that church, your hormones and your organs you'll be saying a different thing altogether.
Okay, there's something you
understand?
said earlier. You said about
Yeah.
why is virginity only focused on women? What about the men?
Yes.
Okay, but like I was listening to a guy and he said something that actually made sense to me, that struck me, that made me begin to think. He said that virginity to a woman is very serious.
Okay.
That when a guy breaks a woman's virginity, there is a blood that is being pumped out.
Okay.
That the first guy, that the woman is the legal door to life.
Okay.
That when a man breaks a woman's virginity, blood, and blood has voice in the spiritual realm. So in our made the statement, he said that the first guy to actually break the helmet that has that blood in his penis or on his penis is the chief high priest of that temple, the woman.
That temple.
That the other people that are coming there are just the Levites. That the chief priest of that woman is that blood is covenant.
Yeah,
Blood is covenant.
I like.
And he went further to say that women are door to life.
Okay.
And then when he was making such a statement, I started thinking, because I remember when we went to see the high priest of Ajana,
Yeah.
he said, I hope you people didn't sleep with the woman before coming.
Okay. Yeah.
So that made me think on the spot. I'm like, sex is actually spiritual, because
Of course.
if these people are actually mindful of people that had sex before coming, that means there is something involved with, or there is something that comes with having sex.
There is.
So when that guy was talking, I'm also thinking there are some rituals for those people that are into native ceremonies. There are some rituals you want to do. They would think to abstain from sex. So when the guy was talking about the helmet, the blood, the covenant, the door to life, all of this thing, it's actually making me think that sex is not actually the expression of feeling. And
Only.
It's not that. It's more. The guy actually made a statement. He said that sex has nothing to do with morality. Sex is more of spirituality.
Okay.
And then when he made that statement, I actually agreed to a point, because I now made my own statement and I said that's true. You can actually have casual sex up and down and still have good character. You can still have good personality with people. You can still have good conversation with people. Your character didn't change because you are having sex. But when you get in casual sex, often it affects your spiritual life.
Right.
No matter how we want to make it look normal, it affects our spiritual life. So when the guy made that statement that sex is not about morality, it's about spirituality, it naturally made me think. So you're not talking about guys and women. Why is virginity focused on women? So I think maybe because they are the temple. Because they are the one that releases the blood that makes covenant. That is why it's as if it's difficult that when the person that breaks a woman's virginity, the lady doesn't actually forget that person.
Okay, now, what are you saying? Are you saying that men are at will
No,
to not be sexually disciplined,
no.
but women are like, it's compulsory for women to be sexually disciplined?
Okay.
But the men can enter all the temples.
Now, still like this. A man should be sexually disciplined. That's why even
Okay.
the Holy Book said, a faithful man who can find.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
faithfulness is not common with men.
It's not common.
That is why he said a faithful man who can. That means it's a rare commodity.
It's a very
So
common.
any man that chose to be faithful becomes rare, becomes a gem, becomes rare. Then when you talk about is it only for a woman? Why this sexual discipline is only a guy made a statement. He said women make choices, men take chances.
Okay. Expatiate.
So it means that it is the choice of woman to decide who enters her temple.
Okay, that makes sense. It
Then
makes sense.
a man take chances. If you lose God as a woman, then a man will take chances without feeling anything.
Okay.
A man in the spirit realm is like a priest, whereas a woman is a temple. And it is wrong for a temple to be serviced by different priests.
Yes. Yeah, I like that analogy. It's quite poetic, you know. Temple and priests,
Yeah.
you know. You know, they are Levites also. They are part of the temple, you know. So Levites with those tapping currents here and there. So that's aside, that's joke. But seriously, on a serious note, sexual discipline should be both ways. And there are two things.
Yeah.
Safari bands. There are two things.
Okay.
There are the ideal situation
Mm-hmm.
and the real life situation.
The ideas. Okay. Yeah.
The ideal situation and the real life situation.
Yeah.
The ideal situation is what is expected
The expectations.
to happen,
Yeah.
right? This is what is expected to happen,
Mm-hmm.
or this is what is written. This is how it should
Should
be.
be. Yeah.
Then the real life situation is how it really is, or what is going on, what is happening. So what you are saying about the temple and the chief priest or the discipline is not really obtainable in these days.
Why? Why so?
Why so? Because we have been exposed to a lot of visuals these days, a lot of information, a lot of choices
Yeah.
that we are confused. We are in the middle. It's like presenting a kid with a lot of candies. The kid is in a sea of candy. The kid will be confused
Okay. So.
what candy to pick from.
So what I say now, should we all live like that, or is there anything we can do to at least make it minimum?
There is some what to do, or what I want to say is that to tell this kid that candy is sweet, but sweet causes diabetes.
Yeah.
Teach the children the way to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Allow them to play,
Yeah.
but they should be careful while at play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not of the moral standard of always imposing what you think is ideal on people. Tell them that if you do this,
How
this
do
is
you-
what you get.
How do you train a child the way he or she will go without sharing your idea what should be with the person? Is it possible to train a child without giving the child a goal? It's something to look up to. This is how you should be. Try to follow this idea. I know this is what everybody is doing,
Yes.
but this is the right thing to do. Follow the right way. The good book also actually said that yes, life and death. Choose life. So it is evidence that in our society, this is what is happening. Nobody is denying the fact that this is reality. This is happening. There is a lot of sexual visuals, a lot of sexuality happening. Happening. I was not a man. He made a statement. He said that nowadays men go for sexual enhancers. Men go for penis enhancers, but none of them. Very few men go for mind enhancement. Many men are so
Physical.
so consumed with making their penis bigger, making their penis longer,
but their mind, what happens
shallow.
to their mind?
This is what is
Sharpened.
happening. And now the ladies are actually consumed with making their bulbs big, their
Their
nards
body.
big, all of this big, but their minds. The
It's
man said
left bare.
the longer the penis, the smaller the mind. The bigger the bulbs, the smaller the mind.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's what the man said.
I'm not sure about that.
But if you look at it, so if
my own is big and my mind is broad also. Well, that's my way.
but the man actually trying to make sense that
Yeah, he's trying to make a point.
men should not be consumed with sexual pleasures that they forget to develop themselves.
Their mind.
So I think that the issue of sex being the situation or what is happening now is because of the much attention that has been given to sex. If you go to school, you will see secondary school students, many of them are no longer virgins.
Yes.
And they don't see virgin as anything, they don't regard them anymore. And even if you are one, people will begin to look at you as if you are strange.
Yes.
Now, what's supposed to be normal is becoming strange, and what's supposed to be strange is becoming normal. So, and if people do not speak out, if we join the convo of people that actually let's follow the crowd, then what makes us different?
Yeah, that's why I say the problem is the exposure
People
are having.
Okay.
Social media, the internet, and everything.
Yeah.
A 15-year-old have viewed porn, have started viewing porn. 13 even
Yeah.
have started having access to porn.
Exactly.
Movies also, even if it's not porn. Sexuality has become a thing. Like even advertisements about phones, soap,
Yeah.
everything that is sexual, everything is over
So
sexualized.
how do we help the younger ones? Although this thing has been is in the air, how do we help them not to actually fall victim to these negative exposures?
Like what you just said now, we should teach them the importance of their mind over their feelings, over their body.
Yeah.
Teach them how this is men of the deep.
Yeah.
We are talking about the mind. We are educating the mind.
Okay.
Because there is this saying that I like very much. A mind which is enlightened or an enlightened mind
Yeah.
can never go dark again.
Forever.
Forever.
Okay.
There was a time when you check your watch. They ask you, what's the time? Your mother asks you, what's the time? Safari Banks, what's the time? You go and check. The second hand is in 12 o'clock. Then the hour hand is in 3 o'clock. That's the answer you come up with.
Yeah, exactly.
Then your mother will know that, okay, it's 3 o'clock. Right?
Yeah.
So with time you got to know that if the hour hand is in a particular place and the second hand is in a maybe you call it short hand and the long hand.
Yes,
You understand?
exactly, yeah.
This is how you should read time. When they ask you what the time is, you say it's 12 o'clock, it's 12:30, it's 12:45, it's 12:30. You can no longer say the time is, or you can no longer say, sorry, the short hand is in 3 and the long hand is in 12.
The more you are knowing.
The more you are knowing,
Okay.
the more you leave that stage. So the young mind must be educated on the importance of making the mind widen the horizon of the mind. How do you do that? By putting in content that are important to the mind. Content that are important. This content can be found in the social media that we are talking about, in the internet, in books, podcasts, everywhere. Like it's not bad things only that are found in social media. There are good content also.
Yeah.
So I will focus more on the mind and not on flogging them, doing this, doing that. No, I'll focus on the mind.
Okay. Do you think that in the modern world that we are in now, do you think relationships can actually thrive without sex? Do you think men can be in a relationship with a lady without sex?
Without sex. Like I've said, this is Anno Domini 2023 years after the death of Christ. Cultures have changed. There was a time we used to write letter, post it. It will take some days to reach the person that is to receive it, the receiver. Now things have changed. You can call, you can text. It started with text, short message service. Then call came in and everybody had phones, and everything has become easier. The more life becomes easy, the more life becomes hard simultaneously.
Okay, how?
The more life becomes easy, the more life becomes hard.
Okay.
Ravi Zacharias, the Christian apologist, he was quoting, was it C.S. Lewis also a Christian apologist and a philosopher. He said that men have so educated themselves to the point of imbecility. That men have educated themselves to the point of imbecility. Here in Africa, we are still treating normal sexual issues. In the educated world, we are talking of LGBT, transgender, sleeping with your pet and dogs, sleeping with kids, pedophile, different sexual disorders disguised as sexual freedom. So we are even, our own is even better. So that's why I said when life gets easier, you think that you have all the information. That life getting easy will become even hard because you have access to everything now that you don't even know how to deal with life, because everything, you have opportunities everywhere. You don't even know what to do with your opportunity. So that's why I said in every millennia, in every point in time in history, when life becomes very easy, simultaneously life also becomes very hard. It's not,
So how does that?
I'm not saying life should be hard.
How does that how does that relate to sex being being a must for a man in a relationship? How does what you just said?
Yes. Now we are in an era of different options, like I said. It is nearly impossible, because I'm not saying impossible, for one to be in a relationship these days without sex.
Is it as a result of?
It's as a result of exposure.
Okay.
It's as a result of exposure. Will you tell me that you have not opened your phone one day and seen videos and pictures of what you don't want to see? You are scrolling through the internet.
A lot of times.
Twitter.
A lot of times.
This is not where you subscribe to, but it just pops up. If you are not hard enough, you click and watch. Or you will just, let me check the comments before you know it, because the algorithm, this is how social media algorithm works. Once you are liking a particular thing or you are clicking it, stuffs like that will be coming. Very unimportant things that will not increase you. Why sex is very controversial and people will not stop talking about it is that, like you say, it's a doorway to life. It's a very important thing. But the way people are going about it is not supposed to be even complicated as it is. It's just information overload thing that's happening to us this day and age. It's information overload.
Okay.